Welcome to Sports Roundup for this Friday, May 9th, 2014. And we are going to start it off down in Arlington, Texas. I'm Peter Wiggins, and here's what's happening. We are going to start it off down in Arlington, Texas, where the Boston Red Sox, after sweeping 2 games with the Cincinnati Reds, travel down to Arlington, Texas for a date where the Texas Rangers, and they almost were on the wrong end of history on Yu Darvish's side as the Texas Rangers defeat the Boston Red Sox 8-0. Let's cue to the highlights here. First of all, in the bottom of the first inning here, Adrian Beltre doubles on a shot blind drive to left fielder Grady Sizemore, and Elvis Andrus scores. It was 1-0 in favor of the Texas Rangers here. And then 2 innings later, in the bottom of the third inning, Prince Fielder sideline goes on a line drive to left fielder Grady Sizemore, and Shin-Soo Choo scores, and Elvis Andrus the third. 2-0 in favor of the Rangers. And then Alex Rios out on that sacrifice fly to right fielder Shane Victorino in the foul territory, and Elvis Andrus scores. 3-0 Rangers through 3 innings. And then in the bottom of the 5th inning here, the Rangers get
away from that southwest wind.
Healthy keeping runs here. First off, Alex Rios singles on a ground ball to center fielder Jackie Bradley Jr. Elvis Andrus scores. Prince Fielder the second, and it was
2-3 in the morning.
4-0 in favor of the Red Sox. And then Mitch Wallen singles on a flying drive to left fielder Grady Sizemore, and Prince Fielder scores. Alex Rios the third, and it was 5-0 in favor of the Rangers there. And then JP Arencibia out on that sacrifice fly to left fielder Grady Sizemore, and Alex Rios scores. 6-0 in favor of the Rangers. And then Leonis Martin homers on a line drive to right field Mitch Wallen as the Texas Rangers dominate the game from start to finish, and Yu Darvish so close to getting a no-hitter, but David Ortiz breaks it up with a base hit single.
Again, maybe an afternoon thunderstorm. Low tide at 10:30 in the morning. Right, here's the 3-day forecast. Again, looking great from
as the Boston Red Sox
70s and also around 74 or so for Mother's Day, but again, a lot more sunshine.
The Boston Red Sox
and a few showers.
lose to the Texas Rangers 8-0 as they fall to 17-18 on the season. Yu Darvish gets the victory here.
On Facebook, Twitter, and Bridgerton.com, just click on the weather.
He struck out 12, gave up that 1 hit to Ortiz, 8.2 innings pitched, 2.33 ERA, and the Red Sox couldn't stop Darvish until Ortiz managed to get him. Buchholz was saddle lost, 4.1 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 2 batted balls, and 3 strikeouts, and 6.44 ERA. Next up, the Red Sox and the Rangers will square off tomorrow night down in Texas with John Westerman for the Red Sox wall. Martin Perez on the mound for the Rangers here. Okay, let's take a look at the other scores around the majors here. In the bottom of the ninth, Cleveland Indians leading the Tampa Bay Rays 6-3. Out in New York, the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies 2-2 the score in the bottom of the 10th. Top of the 5th, Oakland A's leading the Washington Nationals 4-0 in that game being played at the top of the 5th. Out in Seattle, Kansas City Royals leading the Seattle Mariners 4-0 in that game being played at the top of the 5th. San Diego Padres leading the Miami Marlins 2-0 in that game being played at the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 4th, Los Angeles Dodgers and San Francisco Giants no score.
What's the best thing about being outside? Maybe it's the smell of fresh cut grass.
Baltimore defeating Houston
Maybe the smell of steak.
4-3.
We're sharing it all with friends.
Out in Pittsburgh defeating St. Louis 6-4. Los Angeles Angels edging Toronto 4-3. Minnesota nipping Detroit 2-1. Cincinnati Reds edging out the Colorado Rockies 4-3. Cleveland. Final, Cleveland Indians 6, Tampa Bay Rays 3. Atlanta Braves nipping the Chicago Cubs in 10, 3-2 in 10 innings here. Chicago White Sox defeating Arizona Diamondbacks 9-3, and New York Yankees edging out the Milwaukee Brewers 5-3. Well, the Red Sox ran into Yu Darvish buzzsaw. They Texas Rangers D and the offense was good and the pitching was good, so the Red Sox will bounce back. Okay, let's turn off shift to hockey here, and the Boston Bruins regain the home ice advantage as the series becomes a best-of-3 series as the Boston Bruins and Montreal Canadiens square off in game number 5 of the best-of-7 semifinals at the TD Garden in Boston tomorrow night. And the big story, the Eastern Conference second round series might not be playing out exactly as planned, but the end results are unexpected to Boston Bruins and Montreal Canadiens again. Home ice advantage has meant little. Each team has won once at home and once on the road, including Boston 1-0 overtime win in Game 4 Bell Center Thursday. The goaltenders Boston Tuukka Rask and Montreal's Carey Price have been at the top of the games in the most important times. The players knew that there wasn't going to be an easy way for the Eastern Conference Finals. We all thought that there was going to be a long series. Montreal defenseman George Gorgeous said, "Not an easy when you play against Boston, and Boston plays Montreal." Team scope, Canadiens. Montreal might have squandered the home ice advantage that stole from Boston with a winning game 1, but the Atlantic Division second place team isn't.
Your New England and my New England.
Panic. No, that the President's Trophy winning Bruins have rid us this series to the best of 3. One thing coach Michael Theron knows that his team has to have more offense from its top 2 offensive players, Max Pacioretty and David Deschanais. Without naming names, he made it clear that both must raise their game. If you look at these players, but starting they are certain players that they are having some trouble contributing offensively. They types of players need to adjust to the intensity playoffs. They're instead Friday. They are being checked very tightly aware of both sides, but there's an intensity at the beginning of the season, and intensity in the middle of the season, but intensity at the end of the regular season. But when you get to the playoffs, it's another type of intensity. The types of players need to adapt to their challenge. Bruins Boston manager even in the series without a contribution to its first line of David Krejci, center and wings, Milan Lucic and Joe Magnalia. In game 2 win, the Bruins get an offensive spark from their second line center by Patrice Bergeron and Matt Frazier. Scored a game winner in overtime in game 4. After connecting with center Carl Soderberg, they play a stack. Gregory Campbell's center said Friday after the Bruins had an up Joel Skate and he had some chances. We had some chances. Was back and forth zone in the games. He was just a mistake by one side of the other. It's a goal. That's a fluky goal. So there's room for improvement, but we did make some steps. Who's on? Montreal defenseman. PK Subban at least 1 point in 6 straight games before game 4. Forward Ben Gianta is looking for his first goal in that series, but at 5 shots on net. And 2 on the Canadiens' best scoring chances in game number 4. Rask had his 5th playoff shutout with 33 saves in game 4. Jefferson John Boychuk was +1 with 4 block shots in game 4. Injury report: Montreal forward Alex Glenchuk lower body remains out. Boston forward Chris Galebeck and defenseman David Sederberg ACL, MCL, and Corey Potter upper body and up the McQuaid ankle sideline. Okay, let us take a look at other NHL action here. The Pittsburgh Penguins were looking to put their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Rangers at the Consol Energy Center, but the New York Rangers had other plans. The New York Rangers have scored 2 goals in the first period, one from Chris Kreider at 9:36, the first period on a power play goal, and then 15:23 Derek Buckshot